Hola, chicos y chicas. Sorry, I hope that didn't freak you out, but why not start with something different? Algo diferente. Pues buenos días y buenas tardes, porque yo estoy haciendo este video a las 5 menos 15 de la tarde, pero para Español 2, ustedes están mirando o viendo este video a las 11 el jueves, ¿no? Para Español 2. Bueno, chicos y chicas, ¿cómo están? ¿Cómo están la segunda semana? Yo estoy bien, pero personalmente yo estoy un poco rara porque para mí, personalmente, la semana 2, la segunda semana, or second week, para mí es un poco más extraña, even stranger, que la primera. No sé por qué, simplemente porque tal vez es nuestra realidad nueva, pero así es. This is how it's going to be, right? And tenemos que acostumbrarnos. We have to kind of get used to this whole new thing, right? Distance learning. Bueno, para empezar, no se olviden de las palabras del día. Don't forget about the 2 words of the day, you guys. Esta vez ustedes van a tener imágenes. You'll have some images con las palabras nuevas. Y por favor, vean todo el video. No simplemente quieres ver el video hasta que escuches las 2 palabras del día. Ustedes necesitan ver todo el video. Este video es un poco más corto que el primer video. Bueno, el tema de 4.2, si ustedes recuerdan, es México antiguo y moderno. Nosotros hablamos la semana pasada sobre las civilizaciones antiguas de México y también el hecho de que mucho de México es también moderno. Bueno, la semana pasada también nosotros aprendimos el vocabulario. Ustedes hicieron unas listas de vocabulario y las escribieron en sus libretas. Gracias por mandármelas. Thank you for sending them to me. Those of you who did. Some of you still haven't. Y nosotros también hicimos unas páginas del cuaderno. En inglés, let me just remind you guys in English so nobody misses this. Of course, you do have a whole week. You have a week from the day that your homework is assigned to get it in, so it's not late. So since our class, nuestra clase, meets on Thursday, el jueves, you have until next Thursday, when you see this video, este video, you have until the following Thursday to get your work in, but please try not to wait the whole week if you can. Also, yeah, some of you have sent me the work, some of you sent it right away. Just try to be timely on that, and definitely with the palabras del día. Let me say this right now. I'm sorry to break into so much English, but there's going to be right now and then towards the end of the video, I want to talk about some issues that we had. So don't forget with those 2 words of the day, you really should just email me those in the subject line right away, enseguida, right away, inmediatamente, because that's proof of your attendance. Some of you guys made me try to hunt you down. Well, that's sort of an exaggeration, but I had to send way too many private emails to a few of you to ask you to get those words of the day, and so I could prove to the front office, to all my bosses, that you guys are showing up. That is proof that you're watching these videos, and it's really important, you guys. And I can't, in the future, I can't try that hard again to reach out multiple times to get a hold of you guys. It's going to be on you if you're absent, and just think of it as being absent at school. If you're absent for these videos and you don't weigh in on them, then we need to find out what's going on. We want to make sure you're okay. We're not trying to get you in trouble. Truly, we want to make sure you have what you need and you're able to see these videos. So please don't forget to do that. Bueno, la primera palabra del día. ¿Por qué no empezamos con... mi arte es horrible. Nora, where are you when I need you? And many of you other artistic people in this class. That was supposed to be a tomato. I sort of didn't finish it, but yeah, that's a tomate. De todos modos, regardless, En España se dice tomate. You guys all learned this word last year, el tomate. Pero en, oops, I messed up there. En Mexico, this is supposed to say Mexico. They actually don't say tomate. They say jitomate. This confused me the first time I heard this. So you can see the words look a lot alike. But instead of tomate, it's jitomate, like they have a J-I in front of the tomate. J-I, jitomate. They're just the same word for tomato. Interesantemente, en México, esta palabra no es español, es azteca. It's actually an Aztec word originally. And the other word of the day I have for you is also originally an Aztec word. So if somebody says jitomate instead of tomate, they're probably from Mexico, and they just mean a tomato, whatever that's supposed to be. Bueno, continuamos. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little weird. This has been such a weird day, so I want to lighten up a little bit. So, continuamos. Y gramática. We have some grammar. Oh, yeah. Let's do the grammar dance. Wow. Okie dokie, gramática. So what's up with the gramática this week? This is what's up. Esto es lo que pasa. Get this. Some verbs are spelled differently in the past tense to maintain their pronunciation. And here's how you do that. I did mention this right before the break because I knew something, well, we knew we were going that school was not going to be going on for a while. We didn't know it was going to be this long. So we did talk a little bit about this. It should look a little bit familiar, but here's the deal. In the preterite tense, to maintain the correct pronunciation, la pronunciación correcta of the original verb, what you have are certain verbs that end in, I'm just kind of missing my other one, but basically what happens is verbs that end in car, C-A-R, gar, G-A-R, and sar, Z-A-R. And there's other verbs that end in those three letters. You can probably think of some of them. We'll talk about the rest in a minute. But verbs that end in car, gar, and sar, your Spanish teachers in the future will say, did you learn the preterite of car, gar, and sar verbs? And this is what they're talking about. What happens is the C in buscar, remember that's pronounced like a K, buscar, it's not busar, right? It's pronounced like a K. Because C's can be pronounced either like a K, like buscar, or like an S, like cero, for zero, right? Depends on what letter comes after them. So you want to retain that same K sound. So the C is going to become QU, Q-U, only in the yo form. We've kind of heard this before in Spanish too. Sometimes the yo form is the only irregular form. Y es igual aquí, it's the same thing here. So in the yo form, you get yo busqué. I looked for my squirrel. Here he is. Aquí está. Lo busqué. So you'd have to spell it with the Q-U. Busqué. Busqué. It's a little small, I know. There you go. A verb like pagar that has a G-A-R, ends in G-A-R. You want to retain the G sound. It doesn't have the H sound like it does in some letters. The verb or the word gente, for example, with G-E-N-T-E is people, and it's pronounced like an H. So you want to retain that sound, so you get yo pague, P-A-G-U-E, E with an accent. And I'm going to go back, even though I did this before, I'm going to talk to you about how these would be pronounced if you misspelled them and you didn't change the C to Q-U, and you didn't change the G to G-U, and in the last case, if you didn't change the Z to C. So in a verb like empezar, that ends in Z-A-R, that Z is going to morph into a C only in the yo form, but the other forms are regular. This one you just have to take on face value that that's the way it is. There's really not a good reason. It's just that Spanish, I think I told you this. I've looked this up so many times, like, why does that happen? Because it shouldn't really make a lot of difference. It says something about when Spanish can default to the letter C as opposed to a Z, they prefer to whatever. That to me that's just not a good enough reason, but it's just the way it is. These, however, have a much more important reason. If you didn't change that C in buscar to a QU, you would get B-U-S-C-E, and that would be busé. Busé, and it's buscar, not busar. If you didn't change the G to GU, you'd get pahe. P-A-G-E would be pahe, and it's not pahe because the verb's not pagar, it's pagar. So they're phonetic reasons for pronunciation. I did go ahead and spell them all the way out for you in all the verb forms. Every time I cough, my brother goes, "Oh my gosh, you've got COVID." Every time. I'm like, "It's allergies, dude." This probably happens to you at home too. And of course, we shouldn't really joke about it, but our family does that. They joke about everything. So, here's your busque with your Q-U-E. That should be in orange too. I'll do that in just a second. Buscaste doesn't change though. For you looked for something, it's the regular C. Buscó, he looked for it, or she did, or you. Buscamos, buscaron, none of those change. They don't have to because of the phonetic issue that the letter following them, like buscaste, the C-A already is pronounced like ka, ka. Oh, that didn't sound good. Co is already co, so you don't have to change it to a QU. So don't overcompensate and change them in anything but the yo form. This is in the preterite tense only, the past tense, the first past tense. Do you guys remember the other past tense we learned right before we took the break? Dos tiempos pasados. Remember the two past tenses? ¿Qué fueron? What were they? El pretérito, they were the preterite, and the not so perfect one, right? The imperfecto. Don't forget about that, and we'll talk about ways to review that later on for Spanish 3 coming up, because that was the most important thing this year, although everything else was important too, for sure. So that was the gar verb, and then in empezar with a ZAR normally, empecé in the yo, you have a C, all the rest of them keep the Z. Empezaste, empezó, empezamos, empezaron. Down at the bottom, it's pretty small, but it says other words that end in CAR, GAR, and ZAR. Can you remember any right now that we're thinking about this? Just go through your cache of vocabulary and verbs that end in CAR, GAR, or ZAR. Think about it for a second. Do, 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 ba ba da 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 bum ba bum bum ba ba dum bum ba-dum, bum 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 bum. I won't go on with the song because you're probably irritated already. So they would be, I've got a little drawer here of verbs and an encargar and sad. Okay. Anybody think of this one? The verb to take out. ¿Cómo se dice to take out? Like take out your books? Sacar, right? So that's another verb that changes like that. The C goes to a QU in the yo form. How about to play, like play guitar? This is guitar, sort of. I can't do it because I can't see everything. Anyway, tocar, to play. That's another CAR verb that does this. GAR, how about to arrive? ¿Cómo se dice? To arrive, to get somewhere, llegar. So that would change to a GU, llegué, with a GUE. I got to work on time, llegué al trabajo a tiempo. But not in the other forms. Jugar, to play. That one also changes. Verbs that end in ZAR. Remember the verb to have lunch? Almorzar. That would change to a C in the yo form only. And this one we might have forgotten about because we don't use it a whole lot, but there's two ways to say to begin. Empezar, which is this one, right? And then interestingly, I think, interesantemente, another verb that means to begin or commence is also a ZAR verb. It's a synonym of empezar, and it is comenzar. So you'll see those verbs on page 227 in your book and when you do the practice with them this week. And any other verbs that do that end in CAR, GAR, and ZAR, happens to all of them. We're just not going to tell you all of them in one lesson because that would be too much. Bueno, let's see. Let's go on to you guys some generalizaciones. That is one of the hardest words for me to say, generalizations. Attendance, please again, ayúdame, please help me and get those two words in right away so I don't have to come looking for you. That sounds freaky. You have 1 week to get your assignment in from the day it's assigned. Textbook and online textbook issues, again, remind me or let me know. If you still don't have a textbook at home and you really want one, please let me know. We can work it out. If you're having trouble accessing the online, please let the library know. Please do not let this happen. This. And this would be, don't go the rest of this spring quarter going, I don't have a textbook at home and I can never get online, but I'll just figure it out. Please don't do that, you guys. That would be a huge error. Un error enorme. You need either an actual textbook or the online access. Let us know. Oral work or paired work that we would normally do in class, right? That you normally sit with your compañero and you talk, right? Like me talking to the other day, like I'd go, ¿cómo es México? ¿Es antiguo o moderno? And he would say, es un poco de los dos. Es antiguo y moderno. Bueno. So you could either do your oral exercises with a squirrel, una ardilla, which would be weird, or if you wanted to Zoom somebody in class and do them with them, that would be awesome. My point is, I'm going to put the oral practices as an assignment in School Loop, but there's nothing to turn in. Cero. Absolutely nothing. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't do them, because even if you didn't have anybody to do them with at home or on Zoom or a squirrel, just do them by yourself. So I'm still going to put them in there. There's nothing to submit, and it'll say that, nothing to submit. Don't forget it, you guys. I'm going to put, by the way, in your School Loop locker, not as an assignment, additional ways to keep up with your Spanish. And, some people would go, are you kidding me, Miss Street? ¿Estás en serio? Are you serious? How could you give us extra work? Who's going to do that? The thing is, there are some people in this class that like to do extra work. And maybe some people who I wouldn't even thought that they would want to do extra work. Maybe they're going to go, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a little bit of extra stuff. So you could surprise yourself. Those things will be in your School Loop locker as additional optional work. Do not feel compelled to do them at all unless you have time and you're not stressed out about everything else. Don't forget about Quizlet. Those of you who have used it before or who haven't, it's always great for Spanish. Class Zone. Don't forget to watch the videos. Watch the telehistorias, the videos estúpidos. Please watch them. I mean, it's just a way to further get that input of vocabulario. I'm going to delete your YouTube videos after 1 week. So I just don't like the idea of my videos out there in YouTube land flying around. I don't know why, it just bugs me. So after a week, they're going, hasta luego, adios, fuera. They are going to be gone. So after 1 week, you can't watch them again. Not that you're going to want to. I'm just saying watch them within the week. Lastly, you guys, I'll get back to you about office hours during office hours, but make sure, again, you let me know if you have any questions, and we'll either do a video for office hours, or if there's just a couple questions, I'll do it via an email. Your last word of the day, la última palabra del día. Oh, my art here is reached a new low. The word amigo, as we know in España, for friend, right? So in Latino America, and really specifically Mexico, they can say amigo, absolutely. Mexicans will say, él es mi amigo, muy bueno. Ella es mi amiga, fantástica, for sure. But another more kind of like a slang word for it, real common word, is cuate. And I heard this when I was growing up. I heard people go, él es mi cuate. I was like, what's a cuate? What in the world? So it's an Aztec word too, una palabra azteca, just slang for amigo. And it's the same for female. Cuate ends in E, and it's male or female. Somos amigos, somos cuates. Y somos amigos y somos cuates, aunque yo soy su profesora. Y los extraño. I still miss you guys just like I did last week. And I am going to leave you with this. Ready? Now, Charlie asked me to actually do this video from his chair, su silla, but my computer doesn't reach all the way over there. Charlie, lo siento, Carlos, lo siento. But I did do this for Carlos, and I'm not even going to say anything, but you guys will remember this, so aquí está. I missed this class. Los quiero, love you guys. Let me know if you need anything. Hasta luego. This link will be sent soon.